Alright, so we've returned to Pet Catchers, and probably with one of the craziest stories I have ever heard in my life. Now, I'm sure by now, a lot of you have already heard that exactly 24 hours ago, the super secret silly doggy was discovered. Problem is that that's only half of the story, and it gets so much crazier than that. So let's go ahead and kind of rewind here, start from the beginning, and break it all down for you guys, so you can be just as mind blown as I am, because what we're witnessing right now will probably never happen again. As I'm sure many of you know, 48 hours ago, we went ahead and got the very first look at a Leviathan. If you missed that video, I highly suggest you go and check it out. But to give you kind of like the TLDR, after 11 days of patiently waiting for someone to get their hands on the Leviathan, finally a user went ahead and got their hands on it by hatching it inside of Frosty Peaks, more specifically inside of the secret little quest room, which is obviously kind of irrelevant, but I do like to point out the fine details. Now, as soon as that happened, I jumped into the game. We literally recorded it roughly around an hour or two after he got it, and that's it. We pretty much called it a day. We uploaded the video, and I called out letting you guys know that the next hunt that we were going after was going to be the silly doggy. Well, guys, I kid you not, but literally a couple of hours after that video went live, I instantly got a DM. The silly dog has been discovered. In the background right now, I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of when that user went ahead and actually got it to spawn, captured it, turned it shiny, and basically leveled it up all the way to the max. I'm also going to show you the stats on the silly doggy. But there's a couple of interesting things to note about all these images that I'm showing you, as well as the clip that I'm going to show you, because I did join the game and just kind of confirm that it wasn't just make-believe pictures. Personally, I like to confirm and see that the player actually has the pet. Even if they decide not to trade it to me, that's perfectly fine, like how we did with the Leviathan. I just want to be able to see it with my own eyes and know that for sure it is real. So again, I'm showing you the clip also in the background where I joined the server. Unfortunately, he was AFK, so I wasn't able to ask him very many questions, which turns out that unfortunately he lives in the Philippines, so we have completely opposite time zones, and whenever he's available, it's usually 4 o'clock in the morning for me. But like I was saying before, a couple of things to note about the images that I'm showing you, especially when he's capturing the silly doggy, is that when it comes out in the chat, it actually doesn't show you what the likelihood of getting it is. If you remember when I showed you the Leviathan, it actually said 0%. For the silly doggy, it doesn't really say anything at all, which kind of makes it a little bit complicated because we obviously don't know the drop chances of this, or I guess not really the drop chances, but the spawn chances. So unfortunately, in that perspective, we're gonna have to wait until Isaac goes ahead and confirms it, which I'm assuming he'll be perfectly fine on doing after this whole entire weekend is kind of over and he pushes out the update that he needs to push out. But for the time being and for the rest of this video, we're gonna assume that it is also just like the Leviathan, and it is a 1 in 100 million chance. Again, keep that in mind because it's important for the rest of this video. Now, if you remember yesterday, I actually uploaded a leaks video, and the reason that I did that is because something crazy happened in between that time. If you're active in the Rumble Discord, then you probably already saw that as of this very moment right now, there is actually a total of 6 Leviathans that exist. I know it's kind of crazy because it's only really been 24 hours, or I guess 48 hours, since the very first Leviathan was hatched. But it turns out that yesterday, a Leviathan wasn't hatched. Or I guess I should say 5 Leviathans weren't hatched. There was a Leviathan that spawned inside of a lobby with a lot of players that had perfect cubes. Are you ready for this part? The crazy part about it all is that the Leviathan spawned inside of the lobby the same exact day that the guy got the silly doggy. So the player that got the silly doggy also went ahead and got a Leviathan the same exact day. Be more specific, he got serial number 3 of the Leviathan as well as serial number 1 of the silly dog. Like, do you understand how unlikely that is? Obviously, if we say that it's 1 in 100 million for each pet, it still doesn't change the fact that it's a 1 in 100 million because obviously they're individual pools. But just for the sake of the video, we're gonna say that this guy literally was lucky in a 1 in 200 million chance. I still cannot wrap my head around that. Here's the image in the background of his inventory and him showing it off. I can't even believe that. The level of lucky that you have to be able to get your hands on not only a 1 in 100 million chance pet to spawn inside of this starting zone, but to also have the second 1 in 100 million pet spawn in the same exact server on the same exact day, literally hours apart. What am I doing wrong? Like, what are all of us doing wrong? Are we just not playing the game correctly? What's going on here, bro? I can't even get a regular secret to spawn, let alone a super secret. You know what? Totally off topic, but I always forget about these codes and the billboard that's in the front. Missing out on all those cherries. Now, speaking of this person, he actually went ahead and messaged me right now because I did see that he was online, so I got in contact with him. I mentioned to him that I went ahead and kind of recorded while he was AFK to see if maybe it was possible for me to join him right now, but unfortunately he is busy right now and he's actually not home. So he said if I could wait a couple of hours for him to get home, but the thing is that today's the hunt. It's going to be a really busy day, and on top of that, we also have the update potentially for this game today, so I have a lot of things that I really need to get taken care of. Plus, thankfully, I went ahead and recorded the footage that I showed you earlier in the video, so you guys have kind of already seen it. Either way, man, the moral here is this guy literally pulled off the impossible. I still cannot wrap my head around it, and I know that it seems a little suspicious, and I know that a lot of people are going to point out that it seems a little suspicious, but I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. With all of that being said, going a little off topic here, keep in mind that today is going to be the final day for you guys to get your hands on the global secrets that are in the game right now, being the pot of gold, the prophet, as well as the doggy 1337. Later on today, those will be completely removed, or maybe later on tomorrow. We don't actually know because there isn't an exact release date, but we definitely know that it's going to be this weekend. And also, like someone mentioned in my video yesterday in the comments section, I highly suggest that if you guys have any of these prismatic tomes, keep them. Do not use them. They will be very, very useful for the limited time St. Patrick's Day shrine, especially if they do decide to add a limited time mount as well as a limited time pet to that shrine. Definitely a quick video for today, but we will more than likely be double uploading today or potentially even streaming. So like always, make sure that you guys turn on notifications so you do not miss any of my content. Thank you guys for all the support lately. I appreciate it so much. The comments have been a vibe. Talking to you guys constantly has been a vibe, and the DMs that I've been getting over on Discord have been a major vibe. So I appreciate it, man. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Super secrets have been found, and this whole story for today is just like, I can't even wrap my head around it. I swear. I know I've said it a bunch of times, but it just doesn't make sense to me that someone can get 2 of the super secrets in one day. One day, man. This guy literally has the proof because it says it at the bottom of the pet that they were both obtained on the same day by the same. I can't. I'm gonna go think about this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.